Causes or risk factors of obesity. There are definitely genetic factors that predisposes one to be obese. There are socio-cultural factors, and mostly there are lifestyle factors. So if you take a person who maybe come from a family of obese people, and then they compound that by being less active or leading a sedentary life, obviously they will be more afflicted with the illness. Stress, if you look at the biochemical impact of stress on the body, when your body is under stress, it releases certain hormones, and that changes the way your body metabolizes fat and food. That's one thing. But we all know that people sometimes do comfort eating. Mm-hmm. You're upset at work, boyfriend, girlfriend, and you find comfort in that extra bag of chips and things like that. So that's one of the ways that stress can actually lead to people becoming obese. When we look at the risk factors, obesity, although it's already classified now as a chronic illness, it actually predisposes one to further illnesses. Top of the list is diabetes, type 2 diabetes. It leads also to hypertension. It can lead to coronary artery disease or cardiac illnesses that lead to what we call a heart attack. And there are some cancers that have been linked to obesity. So the risk is actually quite high in terms of people who are obese. BMI must be 25 or less. We have a sub-classification of what we call overweight, and that's BMI of between 25 and 30, and 30 and above is obesity. So the first thing is that you need to confirm that you are obese, but I think you would know because you would have changed from a particular weight or a particular clothes size. Maybe there's a little bit of discomfort when you're doing things that you are used to doing. That might be an indicator. Child obesity has become a big problem. A study that was done, I think about 8 years ago, showed that children between the ages of 5 and 14, I think about 15 to 20% of them are obese, and that is a high number. Interestingly, one of the things that they look at in terms of risk is television watching time. The longer your kids sit in front of the TV, the higher the likelihood of them being obese. Obviously, that includes things like games, PlayStations, and things like that. And the highlight there is really lack of physical exercise. The family needs to adopt a physical activity lifestyle. And little things like having rules around how much television time during the week, over the weekend. And there are many activities. Some of them can really be fun. Almost every Saturday, some Sundays, there are fun walks. There are 5 kilometers. And those could be part of the family plan.
Eye health, I think, is everyone's business. So at least you must check your eyes once in 2 years, and don't ignore any signs that your eyes can have a problem. So you must check it out, and especially for kids, before they go to school, you must take them for eye test. Most parents, they will say, no, my kid is still young, cannot wear spectacles, but it's important that you must start treating at that young age, because they can outgrow the problem as time goes on. So as long as the kid is still under 12, so the chances of outgrowing the problem are very high. So parents must just let go of this myth that the kid is still young, he cannot wear spectacles and so forth. Most South Africans, I don't think they do take their eyes more seriously, because people will have symptoms of some sort, but they will say, no, I don't want to wear spectacles, instead of just go and check. And especially because now we use most computers, the gadgets, the phone, everything is eye related. So people must just get their eyes checked. Even if you can see clearly, you have to protect them with the correct, proper sunglasses that prevent the sun rays, the harmful sun rays. Most medical aids, they do cover eye tests, and we do take Sizwe medical aid. All the plans, it will just differ with the prices, but we do take Sizwe medical aid.
Do you find
If you are on Gomomo, you have specific service providers that you go to, that you choose. For instance, we have a network of general practitioners. You will select a general practitioner of your choice based on the list that we have, or that from the service providers that we are contracted in. And you also then select the optometrist, you select a dentist, and the pathology in whatever area you are in. Benefits on the Gomomo options are unlimited. You have unlimited GP consultation, meaning that in an event that you really need medical care, you can go to your GP as many times as you need. And your general practitioner is your gatekeeper. If he believes or she believes that there's a need for you to be referred to a specialist, he or she would refer you to a specialist. The specialist will treat you, but the good thing is that the information or feedback from the specialist will go back to your general practitioner. If there's a need for you at that point to be admitted to hospital because the specialist has investigated and they believe that there's a need for you to be hospitalized for your condition to be treated in hospital, your GP is aware that you are now treated in hospital, and the GP can in fact follow you through and understand from the GP, or even visit you in hospital as well. Now you see a multifaceted medical care where the GP and specialists talk to each other about a member or a patient's condition. So when you are discharged back to your general practitioner. So it's coordinated care.